Hard facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Alrighty, thank you so much for staying with 95.1 Nigeria Info. You know what? What do you want for Christmas? Talk to Santa. I'm not Santa.
Oh.
Don't confuse roles.
You're not?
No.
Yeah, I was excited
And
already.
the thing is, Santa doesn't even to this part of the world. He is cousin for Christmas. And that one is always factoring inflation into everything he does.
But whatever it is, it's important to get yourself a Christmas gift, anything at all, no matter how small. You've gone through a lot this year. So get yourself something fancy, whatever it is.
All right, if you say so.
But what do you want for Christmas? What do I want?
You know, sometimes don't be asking that question anyhow. Debbie just wants a Mercedes that she cannot fuel. People are just asking for all kinds of things. You know, I saw someone on Twitter, he put up and said that I don't know where he got his fees data from, because I tried to do some searching to see if there's any source that can. He said, the number of brand new vehicles that was bought in 2022 was just 10,500 and something.
Yeah.
South Africa had almost like half
in
a
the
million of this in the hundreds, and they mentioned Egypt and all of that. And then people started commenting. I tried to search everywhere to see where did you get this thing from, but it just tells you that if indeed there's any substance to his claim and it did just not make it off the top of his head, do you know what it means to buy a brand new tail leather
How many
car?
Nigerians can afford a brand new car? It's expensive right now, looking at the figures. So.
Please, on hand one, they'll tell you price, like your chest are beating faster than it should as a human. Like, what?
Yeah,
For
so
real?
it's really
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, so things are not there. But if you can make a magical wish and then somebody gives you a Mercedes or a house in Guzapi, who have to say no, thank you very much.
Okay, fingers crossed on that.
Yeah.
I hope you get it. Well,
See,
welcome to the
miracles happen every day in Nigeria. I hear that you can hammer over it. Why are you talking as if you're not one of
That's
us?
suspect. I don't care if that happens to anyone, except in the lottery or something.
Someone say, I'd rather stay back in Nigeria than Japa, because you can become a billionaire overnight. I say, overnight? You sleep and wake up, you have billion.
But that would be from hard work you've done over the years. And
But that guy did not sound like he wants to put in hard work. He said
Smart work,
overnight you
maybe.
wake up, you see a Ghana must go that they stole billions and put in front of him. I'm sure that's how he wants to make overnight, but I get what he means anyway. Thank you so much for staying. Welcome to Hard Facts. My name is Kimberly. Machiko, call me Kim, the Oracle, the Digital Oracle OTF, the fellow Madam Speaker, and you're one of Nigeria Info, and I'll say yes to them all.
And I'm the Deacon. Name is Itodo. Welcome to the show today. We're going to get into the table right now. Check out the big stories making rounds in Nigeria today until 40. As always, dramatic day, dramatic week it's been. Real estate in the news again, and we'll get to talk about a couple of things happening, and if indeed they've moved past, or we're expecting something ridiculous to happen in the coming days.
All right, and just before you conclude that Dr. Majeed isn't here because we're banging and going on and on and on and on, Dr. Majeed is here with us. Majeed Dahiru is here.
Oh my God.
They just feel like if we drag on or we're talking to ourselves, he's in.
God.
You're welcome, Dr. Majeed.
Thank you very much. I'm here live. Thank you very much for having me. And good afternoon to our listeners.
Good afternoon. Dr. Majeed is a researcher, he's a columnist, he's the tech team of Luxterra Leadership Foundation. I know, was it Mr. Ben Okizi was saying, why don't you mention the particular column that he writes? Is it the Sun paper? I like a columnist. Google him and you see things pop up and all of that. But yeah, we'll be looking at some of the big stories together. We're talking about Christmas around the corner, preparation and what you want. President Tinubu has approved a 50% discount for interstate road travels, 100% for train travels for Nigerians traveling to celebrate Christmas with their family. Lake, Minister of Solar Minerals, disclosed the development today while briefing State House correspondent. He said the discount will run from December the 21st to the 4th of January 2024 in recognition of the economic situation of the country, which is working very hard to turn around. President Tinubu wants Nigeria to be able to travel within Nigeria to wherever they want to meet their loved ones with the extra burden of paying exorbitant for interstate public transportation. It is in this wise that the federal government is announcing, beginning from tomorrow, a special discount holiday season travel, fare on road transport and zero fare by all rail across Nigeria. What this means is that Nigerians will travel and board public transport via luxurious buses at 50% out of current cost, and all train services on the routes the train currently serve at zero cost to and fro Let me go pack my bag. Free rides, Father Christmas. I told you Santa does not come. It's only Father Christmas.
Do the transporters
They have
know
factored
this?
inflation.
Agreed to this.
Who cares? I will go and see the president said.
You know, hey. But how about air transport? I mean, why
He did
why
not
is
mention
that?
that. Let the poor breathe. They don't fly.
It sounds interesting. I don't know. I have my reservations about it. Yeah.
Dr. Majeed, do you have observations about
Like you said, let's all match to the car park
we're moving.
and tell them that Mr. President directed that
Yes.
you should give
In
us
short,
a
I'll have a
discount.
problem with whoever is not aware. Because this is not the last administration. Everybody is aware of what is going on.
So let's try. By next week Wednesday, we'll have enough feedback on this issue.
I don't trust those transporters that move Abuja, Kaduna road by road. They are very vicious. Yes.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, well, whatever. If there will be that level of compliance, even though it will be left for us to see, because it said via luxurious buses, I want to think it's long distance past people going to the southern part of Nigeria, coming to the northern part. This long distance, because the price has gone off the roof is insane.
Off the roof. I mean, understandably so. And well, any form of relief is welcome. But then, it is like an expression of responsibility for the hardship Nigerians are going through by the government. So, yes, tokenist as it may look, I want to think that that's just like an acknowledgement of we know things are difficult, and I'm happy nobody is denying the fact anymore. And for me, the most sustainable route will be to find a lasting solution to this problem. Because even what has been promised, beyond just that expression of responsibility and the expression of an acknowledgement of what we're going through as a people, I don't really think it's going to be as comprehensive as it has been announced. I mean, you know how things work. For the train services, it's under the government.
Yeah.
Kaduna, Abuja.
And that for the train is not new. You've done it before.
Exactly.
I know sometime
This is Ibadan, right? Then Wari to Itakwe.
Yes.
So these are major, just about 3 functional routes, right, across the country. So there are many parts of the country that are not served by rail port.
Yeah.
So it has its own limited for that matter. For example, if you want to Wari from Abuja, you have to transport yourself first to Itakwe.
Yeah.
Before entering free train to Wari. So it's limited, but again, let them take as a point of reference when they are meeting at their federal councils and other gatherings of government officials and the president himself and attendants, to begin to think of a way out of this problem, because it is getting worse really.
Indeed.
It's getting worse since May 29 till today. It's not getting better, and it doesn't look like it will get better. So beyond this tokenism, which we appreciate, thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of Nigerians who want to travel from Lagos to Onitsha, from Majeed to from Port Harcourt to... No, people are always traveling down south, actually.
Yeah.
From Sokoto to Port Harcourt, we thank
How
you.
did you get to see from the north to the south? People
Yes,
go
during
Christmas,
this period, yes. So we thank him for that, for making something that sounds like we appreciate the hard times. But again, this is not a solution to our problem. Nigerians should be able to have enough economic empowerment to transfer themselves to and fro from the village, as it was just a few years past.
Yeah.
Where people could go with ease, family, make merry and return and start the activities of the year. So you don't have to impoverish Nigerians to this level. I'm beginning to offer free bus ride or subsidized bus ride during the Yuletide period. So we need a sustainable solution to our problems.
Indeed. And talking about the spirit of the season, I know Kaduna State were seeing the bridge being closed. The governor recently attended a Christmas celebration service, which was organized particularly by predominantly Christian in the southern part of the country. And a lot of people, I think I saw a call that you shared also, were like, okay, this is nice. I mean, we're getting to see that hopefully goes beyond the foot up to proper healing. And the former governor was known and perceived to be one-sided. He's been criticized for even the developmental work in Kaduna State, that it was favoring one side of the state and not spread evenly, which he has refused to accept anyway. And then there seemed to be that friction between him and particularly Southern Kaduna. So Obasi is hopefully traveling a different road by ensuring that whatever bad blood there is, this is a sign that is an olive branch to say, I'm ready to work with you guys instead of region, religion, or whatnot. So let's hope we get to see more of it. Nigeria needs the healing.
Leadership by good example on the part of Governor Obasani of Kaduna State. I say this because what's done, or what he did, rare. I can't remember the last time I witnessed, not just in Kaduna State, but the region. of Northern Nigeria. And he has demonstrated the oneness of the people of Ghana, irrespective of religious differences, the oneness of the people, irrespective of electoral district differences, of their constituency differences, oneness of Kaduna people, irrespective of ethnic and tribal differences. And this is the first test of leadership that has passed. It's a symbolic gesture that some people might see as, what does it mean? It means a lot. It takes a lot of courage for the governor of Kaduna State, who himself is a Muslim, to actually attend that Christmas carol event organized by the Christian Association of Nigeria, Kaduna State chapter. It's quite courageous. It shows
But
that...
it shouldn't be any big deal. There are a lot of leaders who attended interfaith, organized services, Christians. I mean, we've known of Muslims going to church to attend a program there, Christian leaders into the mosque or Muslim gathering. It should be one of the most basic things that should make the news because...
But not being common in our climb, so he's making the news. And that's why we need to celebrate this man, appreciate him and commend him. You know why? So that let him know that what he has done is appreciated. It attracts reward, both here in the world and in the hereafter. It attracts support, even political mileage. Because when people know that there is any condition and political mileage and support the next election, they will keep reinforcing good things. So it's important that when I enter Kaduna like this healing effect I get just being in Kaduna. Because why? It's one of the most diverse states in Nigeria in terms of our own context of diversity. Even I don't like to use that word diversity, I like to use plurality. But for the purpose of this conversation, you have a beautiful mix of cultures, of people, of just groupings, almost in equal proportion. And that has created some of the best in terms of human resources, cutting across all spectra of human endeavor, from sports to broadcast to theater to military to entertainment, just name it. Kaduna was like the center of Nigeria, where every bit and piece of it was present. Unity. Because there was purposeful leadership that unites people. But we have a leadership that divides people. It reduces it makes it not prosper, makes it insecure. And so I hope that if the governor is able to match this gesture, no matter how sick it is, with the right actions of all-inclusive government, where nobody is discriminated against, just marginalized on the basis of ethnicity and religion, Kaduna would have been on the path to recovery. And most importantly, you talked about even project execution being skewed against certain sections. He also used that to announce projects he intends to embark upon in the southern part of the state. A part of the state that has been crying for attention, that has been crying for justice and inclusivity. Yeah. So this very, very, very phenomenal in these times. Like you said, and rightly, not really. This shouldn't be an issue. But it has become an issue because that painted as should be normal. No longer normal. It was not called to see a governor in Kaduna, not in Nigeria at large, attend service, not of a friend or colleague, but of the Christian community in the state. So that show of solidarity with his Christian people, the governing, is commendable. And I hope that Obasanjo will sustain this going forward, so that it will be so normal that everybody will now emulate him. So people will now feel free to celebrate with each other. I'll call on other governors across the country, not just across the country. In Anambra, in Enugu, in Bayelsa, to extend the same gesture to other groups that are not the dominant groups in this same manner. I want that during Eid celebration, during Muslim celebrations in the dominant Christian state, we want to see the governors also showing the same solidarity, extending the same inclusivity that we talked about here, justice, equity, and fairness to the Muslim population in their states. Because we have a problem of dominance across divides. We want to see this dominance using the Obasanjo example now that we've seen going forward.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll get some of your reaction to the free ride. Well, not so after all, half free ride for road transport by train, 100% free because, well, it means don't even try and go to that station. Everybody will be there.
It'll be done.
You understand? Yeah, you have to go pretty. All right, we'll talk about that, and then we'll look at other stories also. Stay with us.
This is Nigeria Info.
As Christmas bells ring and begins to flow in decent.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Audio Jungle. Hello, my name is Kimberly. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Facts. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
It's hard facts.
Yes, it is. And we had some of the big stories driving conversation in Nigeria. We just had a 50% slash on road transport if you buy luxurious buses by the federal government for the train starting tomorrow, the 4th of January. We also looked at Kaduna State Governor is doing, trying to bridge that gap that of hostility between northern and southern Christians and Muslim on the front, that is, that was created, particularly deepened by the former administrator of the state. And we'll look at some of your comments before we get River State politics.
All right, to the WhatsApp platform right now to take some of your comments. Watch live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. Ibrahim says, I'm always hard time Dr. Majeed is in the studio. I really like analysis and I want to like him. Interesting. Gideon C. in Guaga says, it's laughable how our government is turning us to beggars. Free transport with an empty pocket. And AZ Robert says, while appreciating the president for acting travelers this period, I will urge him to use security operatives to reduce kidnapping in many roads across the country this festive season. Tom in Guara says, respect to Dr. Majeed. The interstate transportation sounds sympathetic, like a relief, but the end is it has no way to ameliorating the present suffering in Nigeria. My pertinent question again here is, where is the state CNG buses then mentioned during his speech on the 1st, 2023 to cushion effect of the subsidy removal? Fortunately, our leaders are just backstage Royal Rumble with the loss of innocent Nigerians who voted them to power. God will reward every according to his work. It may tarry, but certainly it will come. Bless Nigeria. Editor in Aso Drive says, in addition to this from Kaduna about what the governor did, I was surprised to read in the news that Sheikh Gumi was honored by a particular church in the state for promoting peace in that state. Can someone please explain this irony to me? What peace has Gumi promoted, knowing his antecedents and the speeches he has made in recent times helped fuel insecurity and crisis in the state? And when did Gumi change and promote peace to the point of being honored by a church? Is the question Virtue is asking. And Sule in Marabas, says, very sure by the government, I have been advocating for Heart Fashion to be uploaded to a podcast. It's been Wednesdays, so we can listen back over and over again. Well, you can do that on the YouTube platform, long playlist for you to catch up. Go on to YouTube. And the Patriot says, please, is there a train ride to Port Harcourt? How this impacts Cross Riverians, Bayels, and those from Zamfara? Option of biting them like a rat in air simultaneously? It is well, is what Patriot is saying. And Joe in Maraba says, Ubasani attending the Carol in Kaduna. It's good leadership demonstration, but the radical Islam is gradually taking over in Nigeria. It needs to be checked. If not, it will take years for absolute peace to return to the region. I think that's a good place to leave the messages here.
And there are quite a number of them on Facebook. Let's see if it comes up. This is taking a minute to come up. But once, do you have Facebook?
I've got a couple of messages here on
ahead.
Facebook. Abel Ono Joe. Greetings to Dr. Majeed, Kim and the Dick. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Oludmi, Odeni, and Silver Spoon all on Facebook.
All right. So let's move on to state. Aside from the fact that the governor approved 100,000 naira mass bonus for all workers, he kind of like also agreed to some solutions, which is causing friction in some quarters. Let's get to the story.
Political stakeholders in the political crisis in Rivers State have agreed to resolve weeks-long conflict. The decision was taken at a meeting President held with Governor Simin Ayifubara, the former governor of state, Peter Odili, and the immediate governor, Yesom Wike, and other stakeholders at Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. Up to a resolution signed Monday night, the president directed that all matters treated in the court by the governor and his team respect to the political mandate governed by the State House of Assembly should dropped immediately. The resolution was said to be signed by Fubara Ike, the NSA, Nuhu Radu, Speaker, River State Assembly, PDP Chairman, River State, Ron Chukwuemeka, and APC Chairman, River State, Tony Okocha. The resolution read, the leadership of the River House of Assembly, as led by Honorable Martin Ahamule, should be recognized alongside the 27 members who resigned from the pit, end of quote. Now, giving the habitable state of the River State Assembly building, Tinubu directed that lawmakers choose where they want to sit and conduct their business without interference or hindrance from the executive arm of the government. Likewise, the president directed that all the names of governors of the state's executive who resigned their appointments because of the crisis in the state should be subject to the House of Assembly for approval, adding that there should not be a caretaker committee for the local government in real estate declaring the dissolution of the LGA as null and void. So, the update and the resolutions taking it in the held.
So, Dr. Majeed, some people consider it political rascality, executive rascality, as was called. What do you make of it? Because some people, the president can wade in. It can resolve the conflict. We're asking on what ground, because the state is run by a PDP governor. So you can only speak to Wike. But it have a resolution of some sort, some think it's an arm twisting of some sort.
You wouldn't blame the press on this one. They took themselves, along with some leaders of River State, and I'm told some traditional, on their own volition, they submitted to the president's arbitration willingly. Nobody forced anybody. Fubara was not arrested, Port Harcourt and bundled Abuja. This trial before Mr. President. No. They came together to submit to his adjudication. And when they finished, Mr. Fubara signed the resolution. So I think for me, politicians, they belong to the same class, allies. They have problems to settle it. So I'm saying this because we must understand that in this River State, no heroes. Nobody among the parties is actually fighting for the common man. So it is important to know this so that we don't begin to, maybe aside, and begin to wonder why one person was, or the other person was favored. That's on one hand. I know a lot of people are wondering what sort of agreement will a man sign on to that appears curious him.
Well, let's quickly look at it. I think you detailed this, but to look at that Governor Fubara and all his will withdraw all court cases related to the crisis. The State House Assembly will drop impeachment proceeding against Fubara, which we have as the report update has happened. The leadership of the House under Mating Amewule loyalists will be recognized along with 7 lawmakers who defected from the PD. Governor Fubara will represent the 2024 budget to the Mating Amewule's led assembly, which he has already passed to because he's seen that and salaries and benefit of all members and staff will be restored. Assembly will have autonomy to choose location, conduct business without any from the executive. The governor will resubmit the names of commissioners for approval, even those who said on personal whatever. The decision of local government is declared null and void. So the resolution is a step they have taken to de-escalation in the state.
Fubara signed it.
That's the thing we don't understand.
I would have had a different analysis today. If it was like a proposal on the table and Fubara signed, or maybe he just, okay, we have had, let's go and think about it. Now we're going to look at the legality, unconstitutional nature of some of the agreements as concerns the canvas of the PDP to the APC and what the constitution is. We can begin to look at, okay, why the president sitting down to settle a matter that is in court, really. We can begin to ask these questions. But in the eye of the storm, the man whose trust appears to have been completely sacrificed and eroded with this agreement, signed, used with his 2 legs into the villa, flew from Port Harcourt, I'm sure. I'm sure the night bus, I'm sure he flew.
Well, we're guessing he did.
And I'm sure he drove all the way from the airport straight to the villa, sat down, through the meeting, saw all of this, and appended this on this piece of document. Well, the one for sure, contrary to what many people had said, which was the norm in Nigeria, it's best known to Fubara. Fubara has, by signing this resolution, has created Wike. He has lost the battle before he started to Wike. He has got his way out of this matter in his own terms. Almost in that was this at gunpoint in this. So Wike has emerged the winner of this round. I don't know that there'll be another round after this.
So it's 3-3 now.
No, it's not 3-3. What it's like in table tennis, I forgot how we used to say 3 can something. No, Wike has knocked off Bara at this point. And if you ask me, if Bara knew that he does balls to fight Wike and assert himself, that was support for Nigerians. People felt if he installs somebody, allow him some breathing space. And in any case, since we have already also this particular enterprise of installing governors, it's one that has proven to be very, very important, not just but has led to the downfall of the installer among across board. So we feel discouraged from doing this installation and beginning to be democratic. But Fubara, by his naivety, I'm not my word, it is the word of his own political leader, Chief Ike Clark, who described him like that. He submitted himself on the slaughter willingly for himself to be chopped off. He sheepishly walked into the lions in company of wolves and foxes, and he was devoured by the saints. So the question is, why people's time? You ride out of sentiments, ethnic, you saw Ijo people, Ijo National Congress, Ijo Congress, Ijo leaders, Ijo women, Ijo
this. It became a unique thing.
You have succeeded in doing this one. You also ride up, even the rivers people who felt, give me a breather. I like it. Wike, you've done your own. Just manage him. They came out in fact, the media practically supported him to he's a governor. Let the issue be governance, not whether somebody's owing you whatever or not. So he had all the support, and he was even lucky 1 or 2 courts did judgments that saved some of the intrigues that was, about in moving. He went back as demolishing the assembly complex under the pretext that the dynamite created integrity issues for the buildings, blah, blah, blah. You brought it down, for your own assembly members, because those guys had saved him when they declared the fact, when the first attempt was made. What do they call the group? The group saved him. They declared that faction and said, we have 2 speakers now. A bit of 2 fighting. So it now started court cases. Okay, who is the authentic? Somebody got a judgment. Okay, this one is the authentic one. This is in his favor. That was a sat, and now the 6 or 27 guys vacant. Based on that court order, he was able to state high court anyway. And he went ahead to present his budget and all. So he had practically edged out his godfather in the fight. Because I say, no, you have everything at your disposal to do it. But having done all of this, then you now came to Abuja, capitulated. This was after Boma Good Hair, for example, someone the courage to go to Rivers all last weekend, that manner, along with one of the rep member. So, in this agreement, you didn't even interest of a group or a Boma that the courage to rally, maybe not necessarily you. Because
basically throwing some people under the bus.
Throwing everybody, job people, Rivers people, all guys under the bus. And that's why I would like to, not my words though, I didn't say it though. You know, Ike Clark protested this or this.
Yes, he did. And he's saying that it would not de-escalate it will escalate political tension in the state.
And I agree with you 100%. That is what, to me, should be the focus at this point. You can't be crying more than the bereaved. A matured man like Fubara can have an agreement or a resolution, and Ike Clark was shouting and crying on his behalf. So he himself said this off, Fubara. He said on this, the executive governor of the state, Simidalaye Fubara, who has the mandate of the people of Rivers to govern the next 4 years, has shown feebleness of character by agreeing his signature on a document containing absurdity. He has beat the people who elected him as governor and those who stood by him in this cause. Mr. Fubara has shown naivety in his acts by signing that document. He signed his death warrant, believing that they pursue him some sort of favors. But his mandate is colonial, and so he cannot surrender it in the face of intimidation from men. And it is quite unfortunate. He went further to say, did he go to them to speak or justify his actions, or is he there to take directives and equally elected president? As governor of a state and as chief officer of the state, he has shown tremendous lack of courage and competence. It will be in his best interest to sign if he cannot govern the state as constitution provided, or he may assure the camp and APC and be taking directives from Nyesom Week and President Tinubu Chief Ike class reaction. And this is a constant position from the very day he signed that document. And this brings me to another topic. Problem between him and Wike that he has not told us about. So I think at this point I want to say this. If you don't want to be a loyal godson, don't accept the benevolence of a godfather to empower. Because even among thieves that should be.
Yeah, because it shows lack of integrity.
Because across board, this man has shown integrity to you. Other to Wike related to the agreement he has with him. Our people of Rivers who said, okay, it's an opportunity to rescue our state from state capture. It has happened across the country. Advocating betrayal of friendship. What I'm saying is, we have to balance these issues. Maybe Wike might be a bit excessive in his approach to his own godfatherism. It's possible. He tried to curtail the excesses, but without necessarily betraying him. I don't know what he means anyway. It's something that is quite reasonable. But only God knows what you really want to. And we didn't even ask both of them, what is the point of this quarrel? Before we took sides. So at this point, I think we need to beat a fast rate. Because for them to have gone there, after you got this momentous victory against Wike, because for them to ask you to withdraw court cases, you have them by their balls already. And they knew that you had them where you wanted. And you went there and said for interest of peace, capitulated. And your sacrifice will throw them under the bus in the process of your act. And then you went out with a very sad news to say there's nothing too much to pay for peace. Are you now trying to manipulate people to think that you did it under duress and so people should keep fighting for you?
What is the role of PDP in all of this? Where do they come in? Because PDP governor who went there and an agreement, is he speaking for his party or is the party completely cut off from this?
Unfortunately for him, Wike controls both PDP at the center and the stakeholder of the APC at the center, and both PDP and APC at River State.
Wow.
That's why PDP and APC chairman present at the meeting and signed. Now, again, let me say this. In trying to make sort of the nonsense and become even more nonsense of revolution, so what I think here is not the ideal, and people listen, this is not the ideal. But what we are saying is, if you intend to fight the jungle, please fight by the rules of the jungle, which means there are no rules. There are no rules. So the rule of jungle is that there are no rules. If you must fight, please fight. Because you're not an innocent person. You are general. EFCC will push you up and down before you do the election. The man related to power, you accepted his balance, all this spending came from, he made you governor. Is that not?
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you don't want to be, go ahead and do it the way Udom, they did to Akpabio. The same way others for them have done it. But you cannot want to do something at the same time, you don't want to do things to get those things done. Wike was able to deploy and use his advantage of incumbent governor to gain massive mileage across party lines. You are sitting on that same seat. And Fubara, you even use your influence at your disposal in the last systems to at least get an upper hand PDP, since it looks like Wike is already towards APC. So how much have you used to energize people for them to stand with you at this one? Secondly, How can you as a sitting governor lose the support of family members in this number? Part of the demand is that pay them their salaries and blah, blah. As a governor, how it is done in Nigeria, again, this is by no means the ideal. Not pay their salary and emolument. You give them even the extra package so that when we call it, they'll tell Wiki, okay, I sure we don't be patient to live with this man. I think he's trying, though. Let us through. That's the national side. So what I'm saying is, there's something wrong with you. Manifest as a governor, as an individual, something is wrong with you. So that's having the people's interest per se, or some interest of your godfather. So you have to choose one.
What could be the fallbacks of not adhering to resolutions? That has been said to sign right in
Fubara must adhere to it. No. Leave Fubara the latitude to think and sign something and come out and rely on people anger. Because people are actually angry. Say, have we reduced to this level where a governor giving directives to state governor in Ghana, where a godfather, let me tell you what is making a lot of people angry. It looks like Mr. President is trying to institutionalize godfatherism at the highest level. Before now, President will be aloof. When godfathers and godfathers, they are a bit aloof, one has power to most of the governors. Now, what is getting people worked up is, if this precedent is set, thanks to first timidity to his father, not to me, naivety and his incompetence.
Are we going to call it incompetence?
It was C.K. Clark that said it, not me. I'm reading from C.K. Clark. I only agree with him. And he did in all of these terms. Thanks, that seems to be the order of the day now. Because it means most of the newly installed governors.
A lot of people who have said the president needed to wait. A lot of Nigerians, Nigerians feel like, Mr. President, call Wike to order. Mr. President, resolve this issue.
That was the way the Nigerians intended the president to order. That is to call Wike to order to say, back off this man, concentrate on your job with him. What I'm saying is that didn't happen because Fubara, who was supposed to actually help to initiate that kind of intervention from Mr. President, walked into a meeting, as he asked in this report, statement. Like said, you went there without even people that were on your side into them. You went and met with people who are your allies that are not your allies that Wike in the meeting. Now, this will delegate the person of Wike. Let me say it today. Honestly, you see Wike, anything you like about Wike. Wike is a typical Nigerian politician who knows how to play the game very well. Wike is someone that if you give him one cup, he back up in return. And sometimes, if you're not able to give him up, express intention, he can give you a basin or a bucket. Wike is such that he goes that way to help his political friends and also loyalists. Political. Like this is this situation. We'll say help here, we know what to talk about all of us. But he's adept at that. He's ready for politics the Nigerian way. If you must be ready to outdo him in the list. You should have committed the likes of Wike Clark, other stakeholders, this battle, and then turn around and them hanging on the highway, waiting for his train to come and crush them. You shouldn't have done that. That is highly irresponsible. This man shouldn't have done this.
He was protecting his own skin politically.
That's why he shouldn't have started the battle at all. Because you have everything it takes to have toughed. Everything.
Maybe weigh the options. Even from his end, there are definitely people propelling him to like, you can do and all of that.
What I'm saying is he has everything to. Everything is. He had more than for rivers for that. Fine. To show you how what's going on is the issue of impeachment have been dropped. It tells you that the little he did got that. What I'm saying is I'm not encouraging him to betray master. I'm only saying if you intended to be him and to do control, you should not have gone into the battle on head. Because right now you have endangered lives. You have endangered properties. Some have been brought down. You have endangered people's political career. Because Wike does not forgive. He's not a that can easily be appeased though after you transgress against him.
Are we saying that based on what antecedent, what on before?
Did you see what he did to him?
Oh, okay.
Did you not see it? That is the people like that are fiercely loyal. When they are loyal, they feel that equal loyalty back. If you show signs of non-loyalty, they can be very, very little. That is the kind of person he is. Also, he has a lot of goodwill in certain quarters, as you see Wike. Yes. I can keep telling you, he's always there for this. The question is, when you wanted to Wike, you should have started by considering your hold on the structure, using the same resources that Wike used. The resources that matters in politics. Not Wike's face that Tinubu likes so much, or his height. It's not, no. It was what he got Tinubu in this last election. It was what he did. Not just Rivers, across the country. I'm telling you, in fact, without fear of contradiction, I think after Tinubu himself and his own expenses for his own election, I think the you can actually point at as contributing the most. Okay. I may not give details here. I'm not saying. So you knew that he definitely has a lot of sources for his minister who he helped him to get to power. Because without that contribution, probably it will not have. Maybe. If the G5 had all those shenanigans and they were with PDP, maybe I won election. Yes, look at it very well. He knows the role these guys play to be president. And the guy is still servicing that structure continuously, if you know Wike very well. So the best thing you should have done was, you know you are not going to be able to fight Wike, don't fight, be loyal. Right. So right now, every letter, every line in that, go and obey. Don't think you can go and sign something.
But think, I know you don't have a crystal ball in front of you, but some political patience can easily be done. Do you think that there's somebody else who the last card on this particular one? Because I feel like this is the end of it with this result.
I'm concerned.
Is Farah's job safe, or were we going to see him out for some sort?
Let me tell you, football align properly with Wike now and below Wike. In every matter, before decision, I should ask Wike. Including how to his bedroom and bedroom matters. He has to ask Wike. Wike is in charge. Let him fully. And if we get decided that football resign, we don't want to go back, resign. Because find the way your authority, power, your relevance as governor, when you're very that.
I mean, if you look at that aspect of it, even though Nigeria criticized the horrid nature in which the budget was passed, now for you to say you have to take that budget back for another level of scrutiny.
Yes, by Wike's realist budget. Meaning, this is where we have gone to now, is the cocoa now. Apparently, the expenditure that should be low in that budget that may not have included. So it has to be included now. You kept talking about.
But can you actually do? You've passed a budget, then you take it back and recall it, and then they will scrutiny it again. Then you pass.
If Mubarak can sign his own death warrant.
No, but his president has been set.
I'm coming. What he did was it 2 yesterday or 2 days ago? It's unprecedented. It has not happened in the history of anywhere in the world. We have someone sit down, and they'll give you a death sentence and you sign it willingly. It has not. We have AK-47 and arms and ammunition to fight, to even shoot the person, brought it for you to sign, and you signed it. Happened before. So what you have asked me that can also happen as governor. So where would you go? There's nothing they can do about it anymore. Bara has betrayed them, has thrown them under the bus.
A lot of people feel betrayed. That's what I'm saying.
You see, I'm saying, Fubara thinks he can sign an agreement and then come out and people will now become angry and so now compel a settlement agreement because of people's anger. He's deceived himself and there's nobody giving that advantage. You cannot go and sign this kind of agreement. First, as governor, if you call me for a meeting, not convenient, I won't come. If the president calls me as a governor for a meeting and they're convenient for me, I will not come.
No, but that be showing is even bad blood to say that is inviting you over to try and
I don't have.
I mean, that would ostracize
It's
me.
not. I'm elected. I'm serving to the president. It's not my head boy. He can't stop my salary, stop my location. He can't use security against me constitutionally and legally.
Well, he can to a degree. We saw Obasanjo do it to him when he was governor of Lagos State and allocation to Lagos State.
No, local government issue.
Local government
because
allocation.
He created a government that he was not supposed to create.
No, I'm saying that always be a way to not get certain allocation over to him.
No, you can't seize any state. Because has ruled against even that Obasanjo's action. That's why they do a release Lagos State funds, but nobody has been able to do that since then. And like we talked about, Tinubu was brought into power by a cabal of Afenifere leaders. He didn't win the primary in 1999, but they felt that he satisfied interest. He was a pro-democracy activist. So others had some deficiency in this, even though they were very popular and formidable, likes of Funshobili. So these people felt, look, this man was on this struggle to revitalize June 12th. So they reloaded him into power. The first thing Tinubu did as governor was to destroy that cabal and that destroyed that and rendered them in it and brought up his own young talks that dominated politics in us and of course Nigeria up until 2020. He did it. He had no godfather. The president decided to impose a PDP candidate on him. He was able to beat a almighty Obasanjo and become president today.
All right.
So Fubara has everything. The same thing Tinubu used to survive and become president. Fubara has it, he has thrown it away.
All right, let's take a quick break for the news at the top of the bill. Back with more. Stay with us.
Informative, exciting, and stimulating talk. Nigeria Info. Number one for talk. Let's talk.
This is Nigeria Info.